Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's do a roll call.
Andreas?
Here.
President?
Present.
Woods? Here. Smith?
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. Steinkamp?
Uh-oh. What's the first thing we do here? Voting motion, call to order,
Consent agenda?
consent agenda. We all got this in front of us, motions,
Minutes for January, the agenda for tonight, and the claims for February.
anybody got any questions?
I'll motion
Anything
to
about
accept.
approval? Make a motion,
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
all approved?
Aye.
Public comments, we've got them.
We got public comments here?
No.
Nope. You don't want to talk about us? Opportunity to stand out?
No.
Okay. Actions, discussions, public hearing.
Let's open the public hearing.
Open public hearing.
Let me just read that ordinance.
Public hearing, ordinance 25, or 2025-01, ordinance amending chapter 1, section 1805, code ordinances of the city of Alleman related to a manner of publication. Waive first and second readings, third and final readings.
Motion to waive the first and second, please.
Motions to waive first and second. We have to have a motion.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to waive first and second readings.
Have a second.
I'll second.
Everybody okay with it?
Aye.
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 Close public hearing.
Third and final.
Third and final reading, move to adopt.
This will be the sign down in the park.
So it's
Pretty.
taking the one from the co-op, putting it down, different publication.
Correct.
We're not adding, we're not taking away, we're just moving from one spot to the other.
Correct, because our current spot closed.
Yep.
There's still going to be a post office in here on the wall. right?
Correct. We have to have it in 3 places by law.
So is there a motion?
Make the motion. Accept it.
I'll second.
Somebody make
Who made the original
I
motion?
don't care.
I'll make it.
Thank
Make
you.
I
first.
said I asked it, yeah.
Smith and Woods, all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Close public hearing.
Need a motion for that too?
Please.
I'll make a motion
Thank
to
you.
close the public hearing.
I ain't saying anything.
I'll second it.
Sheriff's report.
We need first vote.
Come on,
All in
Lauren.
favor?
All in favor.
All in favor?
You just heard
Aye.
Bob say we have to get back into the rhythm of it, so
He needs to be here.
I disagree.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, that is so good. Okay, can we close the public hearing now?
We did.
Just
We
Yeah,
did.
ready, let's go. We want the Polk County Sheriff's report.
Does anybody have any questions for the sheriff from the written report that you have in front of you?
Do not.
No. There was some questions asked of the last call for service count of whether they happened on city or school property. Did those questions ever get answered?
They did, and I emailed that response to you guys.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Yeah,
My bad.
and I can't remember right now. One of them was in town, but the two were at the school.
As long as there's no threat to the public, I'm fine with it.
And then this weekend is that Comet Sensation, so there'll be extra traffic on Saturday. Shane sat through that meeting. There'll be signage up for the buses and extra bus parking. And
What's that all about?
the Comet Sensation is like a chorus show at the high school with like 50 schools that participate.
They might cancel 4 or 5 inches of snow all day. Something like that. So, yeah, okay.
Okay, let's just receive the files, we don't need a vote.
Right.
So then we go on to Harrison, he's with Iowa Code Enforcement.
Okay, let's move on to Harrison here with the code enforcement. Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you.
My name's Harrison Van Arsdal. I'm the one that's taken over Iowa Code Enforcement. It was my dad and brother that was running it before. You guys probably knew Max, he came in here a couple times.
Never mind.
Alright, well, either way, he was handling code enforcement here in town, and I'm picking up where he left off, as long as everything works out that way. And, I made a lap through town yesterday, or last week, and was checking on some of his open permits that he had and stuff that he had done before, and saw improvement from the pictures that were taken and the stuff that he has done, so. And I provided you guys with some of our notices. That would just be the first notice. How we conduct work, or I guess the towns that we take care of are Dallas Center, Stewart, Granger, and then we're working on Providence Slater right now, and talked to Elkhart this last week. But we'll go through 2 times a month, take pictures, send out notices, and then you guys have the first notice, so it'll list what the notice is, what the resolution is, and then also pictures. And that's not included on there, but there'd be pictures of what I took the day of the inspection. And so all those pictures include time, date, address, all that information is on there. So it's just kind of cleaning up the work that he had before, making everything a little bit more streamlined. I still use Google Sheets, but I also clean that up. Sherry has access to all that information. Everybody, so they can take a look at it as well. But just kind of streamlining everything, making stuff so it's drop down menus and you can click through stuff and make it easy. So if anybody has complaints, you can send them there. So, just, anybody has any questions for me, feel free to ask.
So when you say we will see it all, I don't know that we've ever seen any as a council.
I did. Oh,
I
yeah.
know you did. As a council, I don't know that we ever saw any.
No.
So what's the reasoning for us not ever seeing any? Is it not a public record thing? Is it, what is it?
I didn't want to put them in the packets and have them be published online. They're available here to look at anytime you want to see them. I could bring them to the council
Didn't
meetings.
distribute them.
I didn't want it posted online for everybody
The
to
world to see.
see the violations. And if it's in your packet, then it has to be,
Understood. That's why I'm just asking
Yeah,
the question, the reason.
I waver on that too. Like, I don't know for sure what to do. Just have them readily available here for you guys to inspect.
What do other communities is it a public thing that people see, or is it just?
It's not a public thing. It's just going through the city and then send out notices first, second, and then the city attorney would take the third notice. I would send over our information if nothing's been resolved.
And Bob did always see them too, just so he knew what was.
Was he directing who was the violator? I'm gonna pick this guy and this guy and this guy, because 4 out of the 6
I
were.
strictly follow your guys' city code. Anything that's in your city code, if I can't call it out on what your code is, it's not going in there.
Yeah, so as long as it's not directed through
Absolutely.
vindictive and,
You're not getting any guidance?
Personal reasons.
Hey,
No.
go look here.
No, it's whatever Sherry puts on the list from complaints, or we can be proactive and drive around town. It's kind of however you guys want to navigate the system. So,
It seemed like we weren't doing winter months, were we?
yeah.
We're not.
we're only-
March
we're only
1st
in
to October 30th.
Which, with the size of the community, I would say that's a good idea, to keep it just during the summer months. So, you guys don't have really any sidewalks in town. Nobody's gonna be not shoveling or anything like that, so, not that big of a deal, I don't think.
We don't go forward on this.
Ask them.
Huh?
Ask them.
What do you guys think? I'll move forward on this? How do you wanna do it?
We can't do that tonight. It's on, it has, can't be voted on off the agenda.
It should have been in a work session and then,
Well, we could vote on it in the next work session. We can't vote on it, we can't take action on that tonight.
Why?
I don't.
It's on the agenda.
Rules.
We can't take action on it during a work session. We can take action on it tonight.
So it's-
because
as long as it's on the agenda. But it should have went through a work session.
Right, should have had some discussion.
Well, exactly, there needs to be some discussion on it first.
Move it to the work session on next Monday. If that's all right with everybody here.
It's okay with me.
Or do you want to vote on it tonight?
I don't want to vote on it tonight.
Okay.
What kind of stuff do you find? Cleanup stuff mostly?
Yeah, so strictly city violations, people parking in their yards, like whether you guys have a hard surface ordinance, brush, debris, trailers, fallen trees, dead trees, just anything and everything out of your guys' city ordinance.
We have to have a motion.
And all that's online.
Sherry,
If you have any questions, or Sherry can answer
these
any
comments,
kinds of.
these comments and discussions have triggered something that I wanted to bring up and make sure we can put on an agenda here soon. And it has to do with parking and stuff. And I'd like to explore changing our city ordinance for the winter months from not from November to April or whatever, into just a period surrounding a snow event.
Yeah. That can be discussed at the work session, if you want to put it on there.
I don't know that it's ever been a real problem around here for, either way, but I'd like to open it for discussion anyway.
Well, Harrison's here. Do you guys have any other questions on the code enforcement?
I don't.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Is there anything anybody would like to see that I can provide you? I know, sure you have everything from me. That I can provide.
Like
If you
what
need
you
me to
guys
get,
said out there,
if you need me to get paperwork for the next time, I can print off some more stuff and provide everything.
Being a recipient of one of the code enforcements, it was very vague. It was pictures and a code enforcement of iron, old farm equipment sitting around, and it was a picture of the 2/3 of the front of my property. And it never said any specifics or anything, just that there was a code violation. So I think we need to be more
And that's what I did.
exact on what, not necessarily the violation, but the things on the property that are the violation
And
in their eyes.
for the
Because
resolution.
I like old iron wheels, I like water pumps, there's a lot of stuff in my yard.
Sounds like art to me.
Well, that or a planter. But, and I cleaned up a lot of stuff and I get it, but, it just needs to be, not for my sake, but for anyone's to be specific and not 2/3 of the front of the building, but the refrigerator with the
Specific
doors
items.
on it,
Yep.
the, car in the yard, and be specific on car on non-paid parking. Refrigerator, be specific, I think would be a much, better way to go than a code violation and a big old picture of the front of your,
Yep.
yeah.
No, I completely agree, and
Yep.
that's why I changed pretty much everything he had and made it so there was a resolution, and then there was also the code section that was pulled out.
Yep.
But what needed to happen to have
The
everything fixed up,
specifics.
and then the pictures were also involved with
Yep.
more zoomed in on the items that need to be taken care of. So,
Okay, that's all I have.
what's next?
I'd like to make a motion for resolution.
Motion to consider resolution 2025-003. Integrated roadside vegetation management plan of Alleman.
What is
I was
this?
gonna say the same thing for that, put it to a work session, because I've never heard of it.
I never heard that.
Don't have any idea what it is, don't know where it came from.
It's a program that Logan and I were working with that helps get grants for the city. We need this in place to file for grants.
Grants for
For
what?
street trees, for,
Street trees.
like after you do the construction,
And going back
you do
to
the construction, you need to put trees along it to keep your road will last 20 years longer if it has some shade on it.
Again, I think that needs to, I think
Yep.
that's a work session thing before it ever shows up on.
Exactly.
We shouldn't just be seeing things, some things I get it, but things like this, I think we need a work session at first, just to have a nice discussion.
I agree 100% on that. There's been a couple of times when I have been away on vacation or business or whatnot, or things have happened, and I come back and, oh, it's been voted on and changed, and I haven't heard a word of it. So having it show up for the first time on an agenda and be voted, to be voted on should happen.
Procedure and protocol needs to be followed.
Well, I think right now there might be procedure and protocol,
No.
but I don't like it.
Yeah, work session first, and then agenda.
Please don't misunderstand. I'm all for anything that makes the community look better and helps our roads last longer, and if we can search out grants to do it, 100% behind it.
Let's just talk about
Let's talk about it first, so we know what we're voting on. Because it feels really weird to be asked to vote on something that you just heard about 30 seconds ago.
And you got paperwork 2 days ago.
Bingo.
You didn't have time to research anything.
What's next, Pro Tem?
what's that?
What's the paperwork?
A change of use occupancy for that.
Where are these properties at, Sherry?
They are on the corner of 69 and 142nd, the white building and Smokey's Body Shop.
And change of occupancy from what to what?
Okay, so Mr. Holland has sold the properties to another person, and that person is trying to rent the two buildings. So I've had two different people reach out to me asking how they put their business in there. So they need to do a change of occupancy permit. And then everything else that's on this list is part of that permit.
What is its current occupancy?
Is it commercial, is it residential?
Commercial, they're both commercial.
They're both commercial now.
Yes. The white building has an online auction building in it, which is not up to our code. You cannot have online auctions in commercial. They have to be residential. It's not on our list of approved uses in our code book. Am I close?
It's-
Harrison
it's-
does
it's-
building
Yeah,
inspector.
so I'm B&K as well, so, it would be in your zoning code, what's allowed, so certain districts are allowed to use certain things.
You can't have an online,
Well, I'm sure that code was written before online auctions were a thing.
yeah, I
So
think
it's
so.
probably just silent, not exclusive. You know what I mean? It wasn't purposely left out. I think it's just silent because it didn't exist.
Yeah, the online auctions didn't, it was everybody came, you had 150, 200 people there, you gotta have,
That's not all.
That's not online auction.
Right.
That's auction.
that's auction off. So,
So the guy who owns them now is trying to rent them separately. So the people that call me have to go through this process. So I'm just communicating to you guys that there has been 2 inquiries, both of them for both buildings are used car lots. That would be a change of the use, because the one was a body shop and now he wants to do sales out of it. The one was online auctions, but he wants to do used car sales out of it. So that's a change of use and he has to file this permit.
So it's a change of use, not change of change of zoning or change of
No,
occupancy.
so it's still gonna be commercial.
Yes.
You receive an occupancy change for whatever you're changing the business into.
It'd still be
So-
zoned commercial, it's just.
Yeah, so it's still gonna say whatever it is zoned for, so C1, C2, I don't know what it is, but you can look up on your zoning map and figure it out. And then in your code, for your zoning code, it will have listed permitted uses and what is allowed in those zones.
The one was a used car sales place, wasn't it?
it's Since then, it's been switched to online auction.
So what would be the detriment to having an online auction there instead of a Smoky's Body Shop or a used car lot? Why? Because it's in our code and says that? You can't have that?
I strictly follow code. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just be, you're following the code of what's there and what it's zoned for. If somebody's completely changed it, it needs to be rezoned. It either needs to be rezoned or the occupancy needs to be.
So there's no detriment to the community to change it so they can have an online auction there, or,
It just, it keeps everything in line so your town doesn't get out of control and somebody goes, oh, I'm gonna have a car wash here, and then it changes into a tire shop, or it changes.
you're
into-
just requiring them
Yeah,
to
it's-
fulfill the
it's just
contract
making sure
of that occupancy, which is online, and they can't put a massage parlor in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just keeps everything streamlined and it makes sure that when somebody changes the business, that the city knows that it's not.
Exactly, okay, yep, so not a big deal, we just need to allow it.
He just needs to have the permit and the
Yeah,
permitting
okay.
process.
What's up, Logan?
Nothing, I was just gonna answer you. Kind of would be a detriment if we don't get all that stuff and see that it's, ADA compliant and all that,
Right.
because it has to be.
It has to be handicap,
Yeah.
compliant
I was just gonna bring
for an
up,
online auction.
It's
It
not
depends on
gonna be
what the
online
business
auction
changes
anymore.
into. So.
Yes.
So we need to confirm that all that is in order,
So we've
and that
had,
goes through B&K.
we've had businesses where they say that we're gonna use it as storage, and they'll take this warehouse, they'll change it to storage, and then a couple months later, they'll switch it, and now they're using it as storage for hydraulic fluid or
Oh, yeah.
fuel or whatever. They'll just start putting whatever they want in there, and that's flying on the field.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
You can't
okay.
do that,
That online auction wants to have cars there too, right?
most likely.
To pick up.
Well, how many cars would he have there?
well, they've already
No,
got,
it is online auction currently. He wants to get out of the online auction to car sales. Online auction, gone,
Gone, okay.
Yes,
gone,
sir.
gone.
That's what
gone.
it was zoned for.
Yeah.
So is there actually anything the council needs to do with this?
No, I'm just telling you guys, I've had 2 people inquire.
We're not changing the zoning,
No,
we're just changing the use of what the building
Yes,
is used for.
the
And we
change
just have to make
of
sure they
use
go
and
through all
occupancy.
this stuff
Yeah.
to make sure it
yes,
meets our codes.
Yes.
We're changing
Yes.
everything, they just have to do this.
yes,
B&K is gonna handle it.
And it's a notification to the city
Yes.
of what is going in there so you can control.
yes. And I'm telling you.
Just
Bag.
making sure that they're using it as what it's supposed to be
Car
used.
lots
Okay,
going in
there we
there.
go. That should have
so
been
there's no
down
action.
here.
No action to this, you
No.
don't have to do anything.
No, it's just information for you that this is currently happening.
is there any potential action that could be taken? If there was potentially a business like a massage parlor or whatever, that we, that would be,
That would be you guys and code enforcement.
Yeah, so,
It's not.
well, it's not a code enforcement business
It's a-
whatsoever. Code enforcement is strictly
Yeah,
just
yeah.
cleaning up the town. Anything that's used for businesses, for change of occupancy, building new structures, anything like that will go through B&K.
Yeah.
So if they've changed it, then B&K needs to put a stop work order on them. If they've already changed that, I don't know if they have or not.
If they do the bait and 3 months in, it's what it is, and then they switch it, you still take care of that.
We'll
When
work
it's
with them and. figure that out.
Identified and, but like you said, well, what's the procedure?
and is there any mechanism to, let's just say, for example, that there's very limited commercial zoning in Palm, very small amount.
Yep.
And we would like some diversity in what type of businesses move in. If somebody wants to put a used car lot on every single piece of commercial zoning, and we don't want that, what does that look like?
Is certain zoning for certain areas. So most people won't come in and you're gonna do a whole bunch of the exact same thing, because nobody can make any business. But just making sure that the zoning is correct for the areas that you want to make commercial or not commercial, for when your town expands.
Do we have to change the
You
tax
just have-
structure on that? How we cover taxes from that business to the city?
Yeah, so all that stuff will be changed when zoning changes, yeah.
Now, does Jim do that, or the accountant does that, or how we go about that?
I've never been a part of that,
How about-
just because I'm a building inspector.
We're not changing zoning, we're just just changing occupancy.
No, I'm just saying for when you grow your town,
Okay.
he was talking about for making sure that certain areas are zoned properly, you guys get to choose to where the town goes. So,
But as of right now, we don't have a say as to what businesses come in. If there's an available property and somebody says they're coming in,
as long as it's in your code for, let's just say C1, you have C1 commercial area, and you have your list of permitted uses, you can hop on your city ordinance and it'll list literally all the businesses that can go in that area. And if it's not listed, you can't do it.
You have to approach the city and have it.
Yes, you would have to have a change at that
There you
point.
go, okay.
Yeah.
That way we understand what's coming in, what's.
Right.
Yep.
Yes,
So it sounds like you need to maybe add the online auction. If he's been doing it, you might as well add it. Add it to the
He
list.
wants to get out of it though.
I mean, if somebody else wants to.
Well, they can approach us and we'll work session it and address it and then see. Go through procedure and protocol.
Two different companies wanting Carlisle and a Hickman right next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to each other.
Yes, and that's why I wanted to let you guys know. They both approached me.
Do we want to limit the number of cars they have on these lots?
I don't know that we can.
Our code,
Well, think
our
about
code
it.
already says certain things regarding that.
I'm hard surface.
I couldn't call it out directly.
Yeah,
what
you'd
it
have to
says,
wait
but
till-
yeah, you'd
till
have
something
to look it up.
Smokies did a great job keeping most stuff behind the fence. I don't know how you would address that, but if we, I don't know if we can require that it, no more than 3 cars on the outside of fence, cause you might be able to pick them up.
Not unless it's in our code.
Well, yeah, but that's when we discuss it at work session or something, and then the things that are more than whatever has to stay behind the fence or is, accident items that he's put in there or whatever, picked up, or like Smokies did, they were accident vehicles and they stayed there till they came and retrieved them and stuff like
Hide them
that.
behind the fence. So
Yeah, hide them behind the fence, there you
Public
go.
doesn't have to look
Yeah.
at it. Yeah, I understand.
Okay,
What's that? Maybe have any comments?
Bob, do you have any comments?
Nope, that's it.
Sounds good. I'll motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Anybody second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Sorry.
alright.